Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Monday, June 13th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. On Mondays, we do Q&A review from Adam Mosseri, who's the head of Instagram. Let's get right into the questions. The first one, how do you decide what makes it onto Explore? I want to just say for a second that I realized recently that when I describe something as the Explore page, you may or may not know what I'm talking about. If you hit the search button on Instagram at the bottom and a whole bunch of content comes up, that's what we call the Explore page. This content is designed to catch your attention from accounts that you don't necessarily follow. That's what we mean when we say the Explore page. Here's how Instagram determines what to show you on that page.
Okay, this is tough to squeeze in, but I'm going to try. We first take a look at all of the accounts and posts you like. Then we look at other people who like those same accounts and posts, and then look at what else they like. And we get a bunch of different options. From then we look at each one of those posts and try to assess how interested you might be in it based on what you've liked in the past. Do you have any relationship with the author? Do you like similar types of content, etc.? And we order things based on how best we guess you are interested in each one. We don't always get it right, but we are getting better and better at it over time. So that is Explore in under 40 seconds.
It's really important to understand how that system works of delivering content that it thinks you will like on the Explore page, because if you make content that your followers' friends will like, then you have a good chance of getting on their Explore page. And once you get on the Explore page, if more people like that content and then it continues to show it to friends of friends and the network expands, that's how you really reach people who are not currently following your account. Getting on the Explore page is not easy, but it is well worth the effort if you can succeed. Next question. Why Reels not available to everyone? If you're a person who does not have access to Reels, you're probably very frustrated. Here's the answer.
If you don't have access to Reels, the most likely reason is you're in a country where we have not yet secured music rights, which we need to do Reels. So we're working on it. Hopefully we will be there soon. My apologies.
Okay, and the last question for today. You say reach isn't guaranteed, but why has it been so volatile lately? Great question. Obviously, reach is never going to be consistent on Instagram because posts don't always perform the same, but I think this is a really important question because it is very frustrating when you have different levels of engagement on each post that you make, even if you try to standardize by doing it at the same time or making for the same type of content and so forth.
We haven't seen more volatility as of late, but we're always looking for it. In general, I say we can't guarantee reach because more and more people post on Instagram, and yes, people use Instagram more and more as well, but not as fast as more people post, which means there's a lot of competition.
Sure, there's a lot of competition because there's a lot of content, but let's be honest, there would be a lot less competition if there were less ads. So take that answer with a grain of salt. Last question, you say you want to facilitate transactions that happen in other places. What places? He explains what all of that means.
This is in reference to a TV interview I did this week where I talked about doing more for creator monetization. What I meant was not trying to move transactions anywhere, but trying to build products that allow creators to make money that aren't necessarily subject to a 30% tax. Things like helping them meet brands.
Okay, he got a bit cut off there. I played the clip of the interview that he's referencing last week on the show. So if you didn't hear that, go find the Instagram stories wherever you get podcasts and check out that episode. But basically, Instagram is not going to be charging creators a fee up through the end of 2022. So therefore, creators will have a chance to build up some monetary earnings directly through the Instagram app by having a shop, connecting with brands. There's a lot that's happening here. So keep an eye on this. If you are an influencer or a creator who partners with brands or wants to partner with brands, this is very important to start investigating right away. If you want to work with creators or influencers and you don't already, again, look into this. Very important. Okay, that's it for the news part of today's show. But before I finish, I have a quick request. You may have heard me mention this before, but my day job for my 9 to 5 is working as a product manager. If you know someone who is looking for a product manager on their team, or if you're looking for a product manager on your own team, I would love an introduction. If that sounds like you, or you could possibly make an introduction to help me, I would really appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at Daniel Hill Media. Thanks for listening, and come back tomorrow for more Instagram news.